The days after I saw it standing in the forest were some of the darkest of my life. I couldn't tell anyone, not that there was anyone left to tell. And if I did, who would believe me? A pale creature with glowing eyes has been hunting my family for a century. Even I wouldn't believe those words if they didn't weigh so heavily on my chest. Instead, I buried myself deeper into the journal, combing through my great-grandfather's writings with obsessive desperation. He had documented everything: times, dates, weather conditions, even his own physical and mental state during each experiment. At first, it looked like the madness of a man who had lost his grip on reason. But the more I read, the more it resembled a scientific study. Controlled, repeatable, and chillingly consistent. There were entire sections describing how the creature consumed blood. It didn't gorge itself like a predator. It took only enough to heal, enough to sustain. He noted how a small cut on its skin could close within seconds after it licked a drop of blood. A broken bone would realign and mend within minutes. Severe burns would vanish as if they had never existed. But the most terrifying discovery wasn't its regeneration. It was its intelligence. He had built mazes from wooden crates, filled them with obstacles, and set pieces of meat at the far end. The creature solved them faster each time, learning patterns, anticipating his tricks. He tested its memory with symbols drawn on parchment. Circles, squares, runes. It recognized them. Sometimes it even drew them back with its own bloodied fingers on the walls of its cage. One entry made my skin crawl. It mimics me. When I scratch my beard, it scratches its face. When I cough, it coughs. When I hum, it hums back, always slightly off-key. It learns me, watches me. One day it will be me. The deeper I read, the clearer it became. My great-grandfather had grown addicted to the study. He stopped writing about his wife, his children. Entire months of his family's life were absent from his journals, as though they had never existed. The only thing that mattered to him was the creature. His words revealed both fascination and fear, tangled into one obsession. Then I reached the final pages. They were stained as if by water or perhaps tears. The writing was shaky, hurried, unlike the controlled script before. It does not age. It has not changed in 30 years. I starve it, yet it endures. I wound it, yet it thrives. I think it allows me to hurt it because it learns from the pain. What it cannot kill, it becomes immune to. I believed it would grant me youth, that its blood could keep me strong, but it is not a gift. It is a curse. Every time I take, someone I love dies. It punishes me with precision, leaves one survivor to bear the weight. If you are reading this, you are the last. You will be alone. Do not marry, do not bear children, do not love. It waits for love because love is what it feeds upon. If you deny it love, maybe it will die with you. Maybe. I dropped the book, my hands shaking. My entire life had been leading to this moment, this revelation. It wasn't just random death, it was deliberate. A cycle, engineered by something ancient, cruel, and infinitely patient. And then something happened that proved his words were more than paranoid ramblings. 3 nights later, I woke to the sound of humming, a faint, off-key tune drifting through my bedroom. My blood froze. It was the same rhythm I had been tapping absent-mindedly while reading the journal earlier that evening. I sat up slowly, my breath caught in my throat. The room was empty, the door still locked, but the humming continued, soft and broken, echoing from the dark corner near the window. I forced myself to look. There it was, the creature, thin, pale, its head tilted unnaturally to the side. Its lips didn't move, yet the sound grew louder, vibrating through the walls, through my chest. Its eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the weak light of the moon. It knew me. It was mimicking me, just as it had mimicked my great-grandfather decades ago. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it melted into the shadows, leaving the room silent. That night I realized the truth. It wasn't just haunting my family. It was studying us. Each generation was an experiment, a cycle, a pattern, and we were its subjects, its laboratory, its entertainment. I don't know why it allows one survivor. Perhaps to prolong the torment. Perhaps to keep the bloodline alive for some purpose I cannot fathom. Or perhaps it simply enjoys watching us destroy ourselves under the weight of inevitability. But one thing I know for certain, it isn't finished with me. Not yet. And when it comes again, it won't be to watch. It will be to end.